My instant reaction was like, no, Prashant, I don't think I can do it. Although I was cursing him every breath and wanting to fight with him every single day of
Right.
shoot. But I knew I was in very good hands because Prashant knows what he wants. And here there was a man who was a stranger to me, Prashant Neel, and where he believed in me. When I was sitting at home for 16 years, he believed that this mad girl can come and be my mad Radha Rama. Myself to go through so much of anxiety is because I knew Prashant would deliver. I knew Prashant was not going to let me down. So when I was performing the interval scene, I took a lot of inspiration from Joker. After Salar, I've realized that unless you have faith and hope in yourself, that's all that matters. Stop wanting people to have faith in you.
Hi, this is Sheetal. Welcome to Pink Villa. My guest today is extremely multi-talented, and let me tell you, she is the secret ingredient in a recipe of an unforgettable movie or an entertaining movie. Currently soaking in the success of Salar, let's welcome the one and only Shriya Reddy. Hi!
Oh, I love that intro. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, all good. Firstly, big congratulations to you
Thank
on
you
the
so
success
much.
of Salar.
Thank you.
Did you expect it?
No, not at all. But the director, Prashant, promised me this is what the outcome was going to be, and I should have believed him.
Yeah.
I never believed
You
him.
never believed him, is it?
No.
So, when he first came to you with the script, what was your reaction like?
My instant reaction was like, no, Prashant, I don't think I can do it. I was also scared because coming back after such a long time, being pitted against these actors,
Big stars.
and not knowing whether I would be able to deliver also was an issue for me.
Right.
I didn't want to go and actually make a fool of myself.
Okay.
So that was my biggest problem.
But you're coming back after how many years?
16 years.
16 years, right? And what made you say yes to this role of Radha Rama?
I don't think I had an option to say yes or no. I believe that I was just put in this situation, and I mean, it is a dream project for anybody, right?
Yeah.
With Prashant being the director, being Prabhas and a Prithvi film, I was really stoked to be in the part of the film. But yeah, just being scared was my only problem. So yeah, but as I said earlier in another interview, that somewhere I believed I manifested this.
Yeah, true.
So
Secretly manifested it.
Yeah.
You know, apart from your brilliant performance, when I saw the movie, what attracted me the most has to be the regal look of yours. It was too good, yeah. And I think it suited you perfectly. I can't imagine anybody else doing that role.
Thank you so much.
So what went into the prep behind playing that character and that look especially?
So the Game of Thrones was a huge inspiration. The women of Game of Thrones, and I always liked, you know, the hair.
Right.
The straight hair for somewhat just doesn't gel with me at all, you know. And I wanted to do something really different in terms of the first look that we tried to do. I look like a school teacher, like an angry school teacher. So I was like, no, this is not the look that we want. So I said, let's push the boundaries and do something which is not everybody would probably like, but it'll be something hatke, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted these curls, and I think the whole other look, the eyes, is something which was all Prashant.
Yeah.
He wanted these eyes that have like a eagle, like a beak of an eagle. So the eyes went like this, and he wanted these exaggerated eyes. And I'm usually a person who doesn't like to wear dark colored lipsticks.
Okay.
So here we went with only the maroons and
bold.
yeah. And the jewelry, we went with real silver jewelry, because Radha Rama is a character that she wouldn't wear anything else.
Yes,
And so that was a conscious choice to go with jewelry that was real, so it looks authentic. The drapes, if you've noticed, she never wears the sari, her regular style.
Yeah.
So we wanted her to have a kind of a grace, that so when she walks, she has this trail behind her.
Wow.
And so everything, the colors were all Prashant's choices. and Prashant has a color palette that he likes to stick to.
Okay.
So my designer and I would kind of try and sneak in a maroon, we'll try and sneak in a mustard, and he would like say no, and we're like, no, they look great, you have to do one thing. So we try to do all of that, but her character, I mean, apart from the look, what really added value to the character was, I think, the way she walked.
Yeah.
The way she delivered the dialogue, it all added to that entire thing, right? And all of that, Prashant had to work a lot on me.
So you had workshops to attend, or what was the prep time like before starting the shoot?
So we did quite a few photo shoots,
Okay.
and I think we really had to push. We had to do, because either he was not satisfied or I was not satisfied. We contemplating on having tattoos. Then we're like, oh, we've seen these kind of tattoos on too many people, and he didn't want any distraction on my face. And but as we kept shooting, every day would be like a workshop, like a learning lesson. He had to undo a lot of things, and a person like me or an actor like me takes time, because I have this very fixed notion in my head, right? And so I had to let go of that and listen to somebody and listen to him. And I knew, although I was cursing him every breath and wanting to fight with him every single day of shoot, but I knew I was in very good hands, because Prashant knows what he wants. The way I walk, the way the hand would flow, right? He would be so conscious about that as well. When I walk, the way the hand flows. He's like, you're not going for a running race, walk gracefully, walk gently. And that grace and elegance doesn't come to me very naturally. So I had to learn all of that. But yes, it was very difficult, extremely difficult process. But I'm so happy that when people do say, right, when you work hard, what comes out of that is going to be really fruitful. So I believe in that.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
I think the attention to detail, like you mentioned, is so visible in the movie as well, right?
Yeah.
Does the success feel a little different for you?
You know what? I don't believe in success, and it doesn't mean too much to me. Yes, people appreciating me and appreciating my hard work is something I would take back, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity for, lot of people don't believe in us. And I think that is the biggest problem. If each one of us were believing in each other, or in close friends, close people family, around us, it makes so much of a difference, right? And here there was a man who was a stranger to me, Prashant Neel, and where he believed in me. When I was sitting at home for 16 years, he believed that this mad girl can come and be my mad Radha Rama. So I'm grateful for that somebody believed in me, right? So
that's so true. Talking about working with Prabhas and Prithviraj, how was the experience?
I didn't have too many scenes with Prabhas, and but I remember the first time meeting him, he was this really, really sweet, ever so gracious person, and I would always wonder, how can somebody be like that? And he was feeling a little like I said, no, I'm really scared. I don't like to do movies, but I'm really scared. I'm complaining to him about Prashant. So he's giving me last minute dialogues. You don't worry, you will kill it.
That's a good confidence boost, right?
Yeah, and for somebody to just say that, you've got your shit together is kind of very nice.
Sweet of him.
Yeah. And Prithvi again I knew he was a brilliant actor. And he comes and stands, his screen presence is something which is phenomenal. And the best part in this whole experience of working in Salaar is that I got to work with great human beings.
Right.
And I think I even allowed myself to go through so much of anxiety is because I knew Prashant would deliver. I knew Prashant was not going to let me down.
True.
And be it Prabhas and Prithvi and the rest of the ensemble cast that we have are all such lovely human beings. So I think that is the greatest takeaway for me.
Absolutely. When you play such complex, intense characters on screen, how do you break away from it? Do you take it back home, or is there a process where you're like, okay, this is work and this is my personal life? How do you break away from it?
So see, I have I think every actor has a method, right?
Yeah.
And I have a method as well. And my method is a simple method, and the only method that I know is because I'm not seasoned actor. I don't do too many movies, so my method is to go all out. Blood, sweat, lose an arm, lose a leg, I don't care, but I give in my entire soul, my entire being. So if I have to stand in line of fire to perform a particular role, I would do it.
Wow.
Because that's all I know how to do. So when I was performing the interval scene in Salar, I took a lot of inspiration from Joker,
Okay.
Heath Ledger, and I wanted to kind of bring in something of his characteristics into this, which he was a huge inspiration. But the mental agony that you go through is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
You get into the character took me a few hours. While being in the character, another few hours, and while getting out again, it took me a couple of days, and that was a little difficult because I was not used to that process. But as long as it worked for the character, I was okay to go through that agony.
Right.
So.
While you say this, I want to ask you, is there any fun memory or any BTS story that you'd like to share from the sets of Salar?
So again, every day was a struggle, right? So from the start to the beginning, somebody asked me, does the last scene that you shot, was it easy? No. So the beginning to the end was very difficult. And I would also attribute that to myself because I was so raw.
Right.
I wasn't my optimal best, if you ask me.
Really?
Maybe it didn't look, but it was definitely a struggle. During the interval scene, I remember Prashant telling me, I need you to shiver, like grit your teeth. You need to shiver through your mouth, and your body also needs to shiver. And I said, I can't do both. It wasn't happening, right? You just freeze sometimes, you understand what he wants, but I was unable to do it. And I was like trying my level best, and he said, no, you need to shiver both. I said, I can't do both, it's not coming. And I remember being so angry with him during that time. But I realized that now, in the hindsight, when you sit back and look at this whole thing, the director knows what he wants.
Yeah.
So just give him what he wants.
What he wants.
And sometimes not all directors, but a Prashant knows what he wants. And if you just deliver half of what he wants, I think you're home.
That's true. I wanted to ask you one question. It's such a massive movie, right, with two big stars. And I think that somewhere you must have felt that, okay, they'll obviously overpower any female character in the movie because it's all about them, right? But you still took the plunge and you see that you've carved your own journey and people love you. So what do you think is the evolution of female-driven characters in our cinema industry?
At the onset itself, I knew I was going to stand my own. And I told this in my very first conversation when Prashant called me regarding he wanted to me to be a part of this film. At that time itself, I knew I was going to hold my own. There was no other option. So I knew whoever was there on the screen, I want to come and I want to hold. And I had that in my mind. I knew I was going to deliver that. But if I didn't have support of my director, that would not have been possible. And Prashant just was able to get that out of me.
And you now are driven towards more such roles? Do you feel a sense of...
I definitely don't want to go down that road again. In terms of, I am somebody who gets bored really quickly. So doing movies itself for me is like, now after Salar, and I'm doing another film called OG.
OG, yeah.
And now with these two, I feel like enough. I'm happy.
We are not happy with that decision, by the way.
But I think creatively, I feel like I'm enough. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. But if I have to do something more, it will have to ignite the fire in me, something different, something out of the box. Definitely not something which I've done before, right?
Yeah. Talking about Pawan Kalyan's OG, we are all so excited. We can't wait for it to come out. Tell us about your character and what the audience can expect from it.
Oh, that is something which is
a secret?
No, it's not a secret. It's kick-ass. I'm sorry I have to use that word. But there is no other way or term to call my character, because it's got the character arc of this character is so interesting. She's emotional,
Right.
she's so driven, she's fearless, she's strong. And the line that Sujit told me, the director of the film told me, was, when nobody is there to protect a woman, women have this innate strength that comes.
I agree.
Like, no, don't you agree with that?
Of course.
Like, when you are put in like nowhere, right?
Situations.
And we think we are not capable of
Yeah.
handling that situation, but we as women,
We can do it.
that strength comes from I don't know where.
Where exactly?
We don't know we
Yeah.
have it, but it just comes out, right?
yeah.
And I think that is why God gave the ability to women to give birth to children. Imagine if men had to endure that
I don't
pain.
think so.
They would be crying like babies.
Yeah.
So, okay, all the men here are just giving me this dirty looks.
Let's ignore that.
But yes, I think women have that kind of innate strength that comes. And that is something about this character
Wow.
in OG.
We can't wait.
And she does some real kick-ass stuff. So I'm like so excited.
We are also excited for it. Your character Radharama in Salar, how similar are you to that character?
I would say 50-75%.
Wow.
I always believe in carrying myself with confidence. I may not know jack about anything,
Okay.
but I'll just pretend that I know everything.
Yeah.
And I think that is a mode of survival, right?
True.
I always believe in having confidence.
Confidence, yeah.
Holding my head held high. And nobody can push me from there.
True.
And I think I've been brought up that way. And all the men in my family and all the women in my family, all the men in the family have always, I remember my grandfather telling me, as long as you have education and you've been brought up well, there is nobody that can push you and nobody can take your confidence away from you. So I always believe in that. So I have to be in Kansar and be a queen. I believe I'm a queen and I believe I own Kansar, you know. But yeah, confidence is everything.
Yeah. That is so true. Confidence is
Yes,
everything,
yes.
and you radiate that, and it's so nice to see that.
Thank you.
Lastly, I want to ask you one last question. From your debut movie till now, Salar and next OG, how's the journey been like?
The journey, I don't know, but what I have realized is to have faith in myself. I've always looked at other people to have faith in me, but after Salar, I've realized that unless you have faith and hope in yourself, that's all that matters. Stop wanting people to have faith in you.
True.
So that is a big takeaway of Salar.
Lovely. It was so nice talking to
Lovely
you.
talking to you.
I hope we get to see you in many unique roles the way you want it.
Thank
And
you.
don't leave cinema, please. That's all I want to say. Thank
you so much. Pleasure talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Hello everybody, this is Shreya Reddy here and you're watching me on Pink Villa.